Shalom, shalom. Hey, Barakateh Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Madash. Hey, double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to your Akim, pushing the work of truth and sincerity. They know, all right? They know if you don't. And that's why this devil is pushing his agenda with extremism, all right? All right? So they know if you don't, okay? And this inspiration comes from Brother Yashawamba, his latest video in the news, all right, dated May 31st, 2022. So, you know, he was making a few points, good points, man. I was only 10 minutes in video, you know, and he made a point about the elites moving really fast, all right, with their agenda, them being at Davos, you know, at these committee hearings, all right. You best believe they have all these things in place that we've been seeing. Brothers been, you know, sharing videos about, you know, this devil implementing and putting his chess pieces in place, you know, all right, because he knows, all right, he knows more than a lot of you, you know, you Israelites, man, and that's why he's moving with extreme intent, okay, and it's gonna be very dangerous, man, the times that we're coming into. All right, we can't say it enough, okay? We can't say it enough, all right? So I'm actually driving on the highway right now, so, and, you know, I can't really pull any precepts, but I can reference, you know, the scriptures, you know. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Just wanted to, you know, just touch on that situation really quick. You know, Revelation 12:12 says what? You know, the devil shall come down, you know, upon you know, basically the world with great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, and you know, the Lord has put the Spirit, all right, and pushed His Spirit throughout the whole earth, and He put the Spirit on this devil, okay, and He's pretty much scaring this devil, all right, to move at a high rate like he is, okay? I like to call it the spirit of hysteria. He's hysterical, all right? Because of the same signs that we're seeing and that we're prophesying about, he's seeing them also, all right? But when he sees them, all right, there's chills going up and down their spine, and that's one, you know, that's one thing that the elder referenced, okay? They're afraid, and when someone's afraid, you know, they act in haste, okay? And so we know what this devil is, you know, planning to do, okay? Last year, the guy Bill Gates, all right? He recommended 5 books that you should read, all right? One of those books was Lights Out, okay? And we know how the elites move, you know. They put signs right in front of you, okay? And so they've been predictive programming people, and putting into people's subconscious that there's going to be a grid shut off, you know. And the Lord always has it where, you know, He has this devil telling himself, you know. Okay, which is pretty much a heads up for the elect, so we can foresee the things to come, all right, and move with prudence, okay? And so he's going to set this thing up to where it's, you know, grid shut off, communication shut out, all right, so that he can induce fear into the minds of people, all right? And if you really don't understand, all right, what's going on, okay, according to prophecy, then you're really not going to be prepared. See, a lot of people preparing themselves, okay? But the confusion is going to be so thick out here that people are going to be perplexed, as the scriptures say in Matthew, the 24th chapter, All right. You know, I think nation shall rise against nation. All right. Kingdom against kingdom. And you shall see uproars of the people. All right. With perplexity. When you go into perplexity, all right, that's people not knowing what to do in a time of hardship. You see. But for us, it's quite different. All right, it's quite different. Okay. Forgive the red lighting. I can't throw on the whites because I'm driving. All right. So anyway, all right, people are going to be perplexed in the times to come. All right. And if you don't have hope, all right, the pure hope, the real hope, all right, you're not going to make it. All right. And people are going to want to take themselves out. Okay, because the times are going to be so hard, but we know why these things are coming. All right. The brother also mentioned, you know, Egypt. In the time of Egypt, Moses and Aaron were prophesying, and those things that they were prophesying were coming to pass. So we're saying these things, all right, because these things are not new. These are old prophecies, all right, perpetual prophecies. Okay, and now we're about to see them come to pass in our time. All right. So there's reality is going to set in, and when reality sets in, we have to use what we learn and what we know and understand what's taking place. Okay? And if you're sidetracked and distracted, all right, from these prophecies, you're going to be easily beset by what's going on. All right? If you're not paying attention. Okay? So now's the time to pay attention. All right? 2nd Ezra 14:14 explains that, you know, that we should cast off the world or leave off that weak nature. Okay? That's verse 15, that we leave off and flee from these times. Leave off the weak nature and flee from these times. Okay? And what we should be doing is detoxing ourselves from the world. Okay? Because as long as you're stuck in social media, all right, which that's a whole demon, okay? All right, unless, you know, you utilize it for the knowledge or, you know, the information that comes from it, then if you're not utilizing it, all right, you're going to get caught up in it, all right? And it's easy to be beset by these small things, which we know these are the devices of Satan, okay? And the scriptures say what? All right, we're not ignorant to his devices. Okay. All right, so we don't want to be ignorant. We don't want to ignore the signs, and we want to keep these in our foremost thoughts. And no matter what they tell us, and no matter how they present this world to us, we know that it's corrupt. All right, and that it ain't going nowhere, despite, you know, the nice job that you might have, your family that you might love, all right, and your friends that you might enjoy, all right, because we're coming to a time where everybody's going to be tested, all right, and the Lord has given his devil, you know, pretty much full authority to pull out all the stops so that he can capstone his enterprise. But as he capstones his enterprise, all right, as he's heaping all mankind to himself, mainly you children of Israel, all right, you belong to the Lord, all right, you're God's people. When they go to heap unto themselves all people, all right, their intention is to steal your soul, all right, so that they can pull you down into destruction with them, you see. And this devil, the Lord has put it on his spirit to go out with a fight. Okay, and believe me, he's at the height of his blessing, which is his sword. And that sword, all right, is a tool, okay, right along with all this technology, all right? And so we see also he's generated crises so that he would submit people, all right, to choose his way, to be branded by his new world order, all right, okay? And we know that as the hour of temptation, all right? So the main thing is, you know, focus up, all right? Focus up, okay? Because if you don't know, the devil knows what time it is. That's why he's moving with extreme, all right, with extreme prejudice, okay? And they pull out all the stops, all right? We're seeing it for what it is now. We see it in the headlines and all this weird stuff that they're doing, forcing kids to be transgender, all right, transbenders, all right? You know, he's you know, taking people's rights away left and right, okay? All sorts of things, all sorts of perverseness in the headlines. But soon, all right, it's going to hit home. And when it hit home, that's when that test really comes, okay? And really we have to understand that, you know, that this world that we live in, and as we know it, it really doesn't exist, okay? And then you gotta have to perceive it like that, all right? Basically, it's nothing, okay? And so rid yourselves of the world, all right? As the scriptures say in Jeremiah 51:6, you know, be not cut off in her iniquity, all right? Flee from the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul, and be not cut off in her iniquity, all right? Because this is the Lord's, the time of the Lord's vengeance, all right? Lord, whether this lesson was edifying, you know, I just wanted to, you know, put my 7 cents where, all right, you know, the brother was speaking on, you know, and I can't recall everything, but one fine thing that he said, or one thing that I remember, is that this devil, all right, is at his last, and if, you know, he knows this is his time. He sees these signs, all right, and again, he's moving with extreme prejudice, all right? So with that, I'm going to say shalom, all right, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Kudash, a double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, a salutations to Akim, man, all right? Just know that on the other side, all right, on the other side of all of this, if we endure, all right, is the reward.